Welcome everybody. This is Dwayne from Dwayne SilverShieldCoins.com. Every week I release two new mini mintages that come out for 1 week only. It's every Thursday at 12 o'clock noon on Dwayne SilverShieldCoins.com. Today I wanted to talk to you today about how close we are to a systemic collapse where I see silver being the only way out, not gold, not cryptos, not dollars, not stocks, not real estate, not anything. This is the everything bubble, and it's going to collapse, and mainly because there's $1 quadrillion worth of derivatives that when this market turns to the worst, the counterparty risk of all these banks all are going to collapse at the same time. And what I see is going to end up happening is a collapse so large that not even the U.S. government will be able to bail out the banks because the derivative contracts are larger than the gross domestic product of the entire nation. Just JP Morgan alone has $60 trillion worth of derivatives. And I think a large part of those derivatives are based off of silver and gold contracts that they use to manipulate the price of silver and gold. This is a systemic collapse that I see coming, and it's going to be a void collapse, like boom, gone. Once these markets change, and I think it's going to happen around a physical default of physical silver on the LBMA, the COMEX, and the Shanghai all at once, all in the same day. That there's going to be massive amounts of people standing for delivery where they normally used paper contracts. There's an estimated 365 paper contracts for each physical ounce, and sometimes they dump millions of ounces of silver onto the market, paper silver onto the market to drive the price down, only to see it rise up over time in the markets that are not controlled by the New York based banks. That's where I think the heart of the manipulation is. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, they're at the helm of this silver manipulation, and they're the ones that are going to end up having to go bankrupt in the end because they're not going to be able to deliver on the physical silver. I don't even think they'll be able to change the market prices or anything to make it happen. They would declare a force majeure and cash settlements, but that's not going to bring silver back onto the market. Silver needs a massive revaluation of physical silver over gold. I think that we're going to end up reaching a 1-to-1 gold to silver ratio. When you realize that, the investing in gold is the wrong way to be. You got to be involved in silver right now at a 1-to-75 gold to silver ratio, where it takes 75 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. I predict that we're going to go to a 1-to-1 gold to silver ratio, parity. A monetary bimetallic system would restart the global economy after this tremendous collapse that I see coming. I wanted to talk about how not any other form of wealth is going to be transferred through this. This is a hard thing for people to think about. But what I see happening is all the digital illusions of wealth collapsing at once, a void collapse that with trillions of dollars worth of, or quadrillions of dollars worth of derivatives running the markets to zero. And when that bank failure happens, the faith in all the currencies, the governments, the corporations, the accounting, everybody's going to lose faith in everything all at once. And it's going to be the most massive event ever. And that's the only thing I'm invested for. The day that the music stops, that's what you should be invested for, because all the other assets are all playing out there in an everything bubble, that they're all at all-time highs. Even silver is at a nominal all-time high. But if you realize that the gold to silver ratio could reach a 1-to-1 gold to silver ratio, silver at $60 is nothing compared to silver at $4,000. And if you know of anything about monetary history, once a hyperinflation starts, it destroys the entire currency, and it ends in trillions of dollars. Weimar, Germany, 1 ounce of silver could buy an entire block of apartment buildings because of the hyperinflation that happened there. That's what we're invested for. That's why I come back here on YouTube to restart this channel again. I have to start at the bottom. I once had a channel with 173,000 subscribers, and we had a good little business, and I screwed it up. But I'm back now, putting out the best effort that I can to get the message back out there, because this is going to be the single largest event in human history. And all it takes is just for more awareness to happen. I think that what is going to end up happening is, because we're starting so small again, that the Silver Shield coins are going to sell out on eBay first, and become unobtainium before any other silver is sold out on Earth. Silver Shield on eBay is going to sell out because it's this tiny microcosm of this mini mintage that I've created over the last 14 years to get people to buy on a consistent basis, and these coins go up consistently in value over time. Far higher than the nominal price of physical silver, which makes it confiscation proof, because during the confiscation of gold, they did not confiscate coins that had numismatic value that were worth more than the underlying gold. Not saying that this is going to happen again. I believe that silver is such a strategic metal and used in so many different applications, over 10,000 industrial uses. It has more patents associated with it than any other metal. It's absolutely vital to our way of life, and any restriction of its possession or ownership of it would have detrimental effects that reach far beyond the monetary aspects of what silver provides. It is a technological powerhouse metal that we are now reaching unobtainium prices on. Predictions from Elon Musk. Elon Musk came out and said that we have a crisis now where it's not going to be resolved until 2030, when new mining production comes on. And even then, I think that the value, the point that he makes is that even that, silver can only come out at a geological rate, meaning that it takes time and effort to find these mines. It takes up to a decade to get a mine online. Even with the price of silver rising, we're still way behind the curve. And he says by 2030, that's when they're hoping that they'll be able to have more silver mining production. But he goes on to say that while silver is taken out at a geological rate, the exponential use of industry cannot be factored into that, and making the price of silver worth unobtainium, not available for any price. So this is a huge shift that's happening right now, that's underlining silver, that people need to get out of every other asset out there, including gold, Bitcoin, cryptos, stocks, silver mining shares. I know people are still... those are the three big threats to the silver stackers at this point. To be into the wrong asset at the wrong time. There's nothing wrong with going all in on physical silver. I've been that way for 14 years here, and I'm still waiting for the one day that everything is going to sell out and that it's going to be the single largest event in human history. So I'm trying to get out here every day to do these videos to get people out there. Please subscribe to the channel. Get us back on to where your favorite podcasts, because all it would take is one interview with me on Joe Rogan to awaken millions of new people to silver stacking who are already sick and tired of all the cryptos pump and dumps and the liability that I think is going to come with cryptos. I think cryptos are going to go negative when you consider the civil asset forfeiture of international money laundering and tax evasion that these governments can use against all the people who have been stacking cryptos. That silver is going to be the only way out. It's a systemic collapse that's happening, and then the faith in the money is going to revolve back down to, or devolve back down to, what was money throughout all time in history, which was silver. Silver is, in most more foreign languages, synonymous with money. Plata and silver is money in Spanish and a lot of the Romance languages. Silver is the most important element on the periodic chart, with more industrial uses than all the other metals combined. So here it is, folks. This is the time that you need to be into physical silver, and I think Silver Shield's at the very, very tip of all the silver out there, and that we're going to see it and feel it first here on this YouTube channel. We're going to have massive views. People are going to go out and buy all the Silver Shield off of eBay because they want a piece of this story. This is going to be the single largest event in human history, and you can have pieces of that story with Silver Shield in your hands to transmit from one generation to another. True generational wealth that you will not be able to make any other way when this collapse happens. It's going to collapse the derivative market, which is quadrillions of dollars, which will be larger than any government can bail out, larger than too big to fail. And it will be a systemic collapse that will literally seize up the entire global economy all at once, and the music's going to stop. And then people are going to listen to me. And by then, it'll be too late. As soon as the music stops, it's too late to go out and try to buy physical silver. Silver will be held as the most treasured possession of all time. I can't explain it any other way. It would be the most valued asset of your life when everything else fails. Stocks, bonds, real estate, governments, corporations, religions, derivatives, everything is going to fail all at the same time, and it's going to stop. And that's what I'm invested for, the judgment day when all the music stops.